There are estimated to be at least 3 million assault rifles in South Sudan, half of which are in the hands of civilians. And an AK-47, the most well-known assault rifle in the world, can be bought for as little as $300. The ease with which small arms are available means that civilians are forced to arm themselves to protect their families and property from bandits and cattle rustlers. This has led to widespread ethnic fighting and a cycle of retaliation attacks. This is a displaced cattle camp just across the river from the government offices in Jonglei's state capital, Bor. They have recently had to move after fleeing from a Murle raiding party. Having given up their weapons in the previous disarmament, they were not able to defend themselves. From here, we took a boat across the river to hear their story. Originally from the Antidi Payam, they have been forced out by gun-wielding youth. We spoke with Matthew, one of the elders of the camp, about what happened.
I heard that you are interested in how we are affected in the cattle camp here in Bor. So those people, they have guns. They have a lot of guns. And us here in the cattle camp don't have a single gun. And those people, they come and destroy us and take our cattle.
Gabriel, one of the younger members of this cattle camp, emphasized the impact this level of insecurity has on their future.
You are seeing this area, you are seeing how we are surviving. Some of us used to put our children through school because of cattle. Some people were surviving because they had cattle. Others who have strength can cultivate. Others who have strength can look after cows. Others can work if they have knowledge and education. But due to the problems, that's why we are coming here.
Here in Jonglei, the fighting has spiraled out of control, with raiding parties no longer attacking just for monetary gain, but also to inflict as much damage as possible. This is Jonglei Payam, an hour and a half from the state capital. As with many of the communities in Jonglei, they have been terrorized by raiding parties. Previous efforts at disarmament have left some communities defenseless to those who have not been disarmed, or those who have rearmed. The majority of victims here were women, children, and the elderly, who were chased and gunned down. Those who survived returned to find their livestock burnt alive in their houses with all of their possessions.
The cows, 5 cows, burnt inside the house, and 10 cows were taken by the cattle rustlers. And all 5 sacks of food were burnt here, and 5 mattresses for sleeping. All were burnt here.
Many of those who survive do not escape unscathed. These survivors are brought to Bor Hospital. Deng Mabyo is from Jonglei and one of those who has lived to tell his story.
It happened 5 days back. I was staying at home. And then people came and started shooting. So that is why they tried to kill me first, to try and take my cattle.
While in Bor, we spoke to the Minister for Law Enforcement about the challenges his state faces with gun violence.
We have imminent challenges on the presence of the small arms in carrying by an unauthorized population. That causes a lot of insecurity in the state. So I think the presence of a small arm alone is one of the great challenges that undermine the security of the state. In Jonglei State now, over 100,000 has been already displaced. And I think I'm not quite very sure about the real figures, because some people are still sending in the data of how many people killed. But to estimate it around 2,000 recently, last 2 months ago, something like this. You know, the attack of Fieri last August, it claimed the life of 600 people, including women and children. And again, when the Lawnware also attacked the area of Jonglei as a revenge of what they call the revenge of Fieri attack, some Murle also, the county government reported and other agencies that more than 2,000 killed.
We also spoke to the police commissioner, who informed us that they had in custody a recently arrested cattle rustler. So we made our way to the newly built prison facility to speak to Tomato Kecho. For his safety, he had been separated from the rest of the prison population, who were of a different ethnicity.
He said that because we did not think that when we were supposed to shoot somebody, but because law came and go and take our cattle, then we began to go to, whether by force or by enemy, we have to go and defend ourselves and also to get our cattle back.
We also wanted to know how easy it was to get a gun in South Sudan.
He said he got them where, because they have some youth and people who are military there, they have the Murle people, and then they are the ones selling them the guns in Juba. He said he bought the bullet for 5. One is 5 pounds, and then the gun itself is 2,000. So this is where he got the guns. And those people, if they got the guns, they also get the guns.
The violence is not just restricted to cattle rustling. It can envelop anyone. Magok Ye Chol is a trader, married with 3 children, and is now in jail for murder.
His 2 brothers was being killed. So it happened, that section, they got into conflict. So the soldiers who were sent to go and capture those moderates returned back. And then, by then he was in Juba. When he came, he took his gun and then he went after these people. So he went and killed 2 people from that section.
Gun violence does not only kill people with bullets, but by hindering social and economic progress, it deprives the population of the ability to provide for themselves and their families. This is why the government has initiated a new approach to disarming the civilian population. At the SPLA HQ in Bilfam, Colonel Philip told us how the SPLA, in coordination with the South Sudan Police Service, were initiating a state-by-state disarmament program, and why, unlike previous attempts, it was working.
Now, for the Republic of South Sudan to establish a sustainable peace and stability, these arms need to be collected. And this is why, after a repeated incident of cattle raiding and killing of civilians among themselves in hundreds, the government of the Republic of South Sudan decided that this is time for the army to intervene, to remove the arms from the hands of the civil population. Now, in the past, the way it had been done in 2008-2009, arms were removed from the hands of civilians. Now, this time, the government of the Republic of South Sudan have ordered the SPLA not only to collect the arms, but to provide protection to the communities. So it's different from the past in the context that the SPLA, after removing the arms, must have to provide a force that will protect the community that is vulnerable.
This is Rumbek, in the Lake State, where disarmament has already been successfully implemented and is nearing its final stage. Lakes is now a relatively safe place. The market is busy and open till late, and restaurants and bars are more vibrant. This is a stark difference to the situation just a few months ago. This is the office of the Secretariat General, where the acting governor, Honorable Marek Nanga, told us what things were like before the disarmament and how much things have changed since.
So the armed conflict really gone up to the extent that children, women sometimes were shot inside their huts when they are sleeping. And even in towns, at the town outskirts, there were some communities that were even killed at the town outskirts. Also, there were ambushes along the road. Communities were not moving freely. If you are from the opposite community and you are found to be walking maybe along the road, you can be shot dead. Now again in the Rumbek town, you can see that people are playing, young men are playing football, basketball and all sorts of games. And Rumbek town market can stay open up to around 11 or around 12. So the market is working day and night, which means that the security situation now is stable. There is no more big insecurity in the state.
As in Jonglei, one of the major causes of instability and a cause for the proliferation of small arms was cattle rustling. The youth from this cattle camp have been both the victim and aggressor in battles to retain and acquire more cows. They are, however, now relieved for the constant fighting and killing to be over.
We are happy over the disarmament because when we were having arms, we killed ourselves very much. One fight, 100 people used to die. But now, as long as the arms are not here, people are not dying. So he's also saying we are looking at the government now after the disarmament. For other people whose properties are in the possession of other people, will the government pursue them and bring them back or not?
One of the main reasons that they were able to simultaneously disarm the civilians in the entire state was buy-in and cooperation of the community chiefs. In Wulu County, the commissioner told us how this was achieved.
It is through a series of conducting serious meeting with the community in Dapayam, going from Param to Buma, telling them this is what we are going to do and it is our responsibility. You also contribute and all of us also will do something about the insecurity. So we did it at the state county level through rally, public rally, telling aware the people that this is what we are going to do and this is what we are going to do or this is what all of us we are going to do.
The safe passage of goods along the roads and the security of goods in shops means a marked improvement in the quality of life. Local businessmen we spoke to told us how dangerous it was for traders before the disarmament.
During the possession of arms, traders used to be killed on the way to Rumbek by unknown gunmen. But now, after the guns have been collected, people are safe. But people used to be killed, the traders especially.
One of the problems with previous attempts at disarmament has been that the weapons have been stored locally and then redistributed illegally from local depots. This time all the weapons have been moved to a secure depot at the SPLA headquarters just outside Juba.
We have Leg State, have 2,824 pieces, different types. AKM-47 rifles, G3, SKS rifles, three types. We got it from Leg State. Again, we have another state, Warab State. Warab State, we have 3,242 pieces in different types. We make the total, general total. Again, the third, Western Equatoria State, have 4,000 pieces in different types. AKM-47 rifles, SKS rifles, and G3 rifles.
The countries that are most impacted by the human cost of small arms and light weapons are not the same ones that manufacture them. They are just the target markets. Organizations like SSANSA try to highlight this and the need for greater regulation and control of the arms industry.
We may not be right now part of the circulation of the arms because we don't have manufacturers, we don't have traders who are trading in that. That's the market. You know, they manufacture them somewhere, and because in Africa a lot of clashes are happening and a lot of insecurity are happening. You can see from the recent attacks in Jonglei and in Warab and Unity State that many people die out of those small arms.
The scale of the illegal arms trade is difficult to estimate. This is because there is very little regulation and many arms trades are unreported and undocumented. The misery they cause, however, is documented all too well. After more than 5 decades of war, the South Sudanese have won their freedom. Now they want the killing to end as well. They want to stop living by the gun and build their nation.
Mama magarji falata maje tongdu jal songa dongti yang yaka bu yang bir yo undanti ya unu kuinga bandi chagara unti wi yo kwanya mayang kan kwanya relwi chi wi mama magarji falata